I'm blown away at the artists who have come in and really dove into our culture and brought it to this level.
We were building a civilization from ground up.
It just looks like it came right out of the museum.
It felt so real being on that set.
All of that was a big part of how we wanted to build this story. Everybody's commitment to being authentic and true to our culture really made Chief of War come to life in a very beautiful way. Everything from costumes to production design to weapons. Our tikis, even historical events, were all heavily researched. One area that we are so proud of is costumes.
When we make things with our hands, we put our mana into that. We put a little bit of ourself into that. So when I put those costume pieces on, it has a lot of meaning.
The feather working in the chief's regalia is incredible. We have the mahiole, which is the feather headpiece, and the ahu'ula, which is the feather cape or cloak. As a matter of fact, some of our capes are actual replicas. The cape Moses wears is a one-to-one replica of his character's royal cape.
The name of his cape was Eheukani. Eheukani translates to the sound of wings.
Temuera's cloak actually exists as well. It belonged to one of King Kahikili's great-grandfathers, a ruling high chief of Maui.
I even remember going to Waikiki and walking in and seeing in the case my costume, in fact, and all the history about it and how many feathers and birds it required.
The feather working in the ancient days was a task. The yellow feather for the yellow capes is actually taken from a bird with black feathers, and he only has a few yellow feathers on the tail. They would have to catch the bird and just pluck a few yellow feathers and let them go. That's why the yellow is so regal and is looked at as extremely precious, because it could take a few generations to make a cape like that.
All the chiefs in all the islands wore these capes, and there wasn't really any island that wore a particular color of a cape.
To distinguish the different islands, we did create a specific color palette for each kingdom.
We gave Hawaii the yellow capes, we gave Maui the red capes, and we gave Oahu the wildfowl feather capes, so we could clearly see who was who.
Mahui no au, ka hanau ana o kakao, pili kalala ni o Hawaii, me ka mana Maui.
Women in ancient Hawaii didn't wear full covered dresses.
What we Hawaiians understand is that as soon as an outsider came and saw that, they began sexualizing the women. And I just knew that if we went that route, no matter what is on screen, no matter what we're talking about, ultimately the women, the actresses would be sexualized. So we changed the traditional Hawaiian look by covering them. It was all actually overseen by cultural advisors, and we were very, very proud of the work.
The way that we built things, the way that we fabricated things, props, weapons, carvings was just unbelievable in terms of its authenticity.
We also had to create environments at a very high level of craftsmanship, because the craftsmanship of the Hawaiian culture it's incredible.
These worlds that we then get to go and inhabit are absolutely spectacular.
King Kamehameha's hale at the top of the hill, when you stand up there and you look at the whole village, you're transported in time.
Production design really understood the mission of what this was supposed to be. All of these tikis that you see, those were all hand-carved out of real wood. Production and master carver Lionel Grant led a volunteer effort with Hawaiian carving school, Hui Kupa Aike. The tiki in our show are not props. They are all real. The biggest ones are at Kamehameha's temple. The one right in the middle is Ku, that god of war. The wood from that carving was taken from Ohi'alehua, from Hawaiʻi Island, where this temple existed. Because it was Ohi'alehua wood from Hawaiʻi Island, representing a tiki that actually existed in that temple that we are trying to recreate, we needed to bless it. When we erected it, it was blessed and it made it real. We actually got a call from one of the historical societies in Hawaii. They said based on its size, that tree we carved would be at least 200 years old. That means that specific tiki is a relic from the actual days of Kamehameha. It was amazing to see it on set because it has that mana.
Nā hea oe, I ka hope ai, o ka holua.
To attempt the holua sled, we had to go to Tom Pohaku. He's considered the one who's being able to revive the sport. He actually made our holua sleds for us by hand. The holua sleds can get, anywhere from 60 to 90 miles an hour.
It was crazy to think that our chiefs race down the side of a lava mountain, and when they fall, it's just like this ball of blood.
On the Moloka'i, they have uncovered a holua track that flies off the edge of a 200-foot cliff straight into the ocean. So I said, may not have that track on Big Island, but we are definitely putting that in the show. We got to make real Hawaiian weapons that have never been seen on film before.
There's a lot of shark tooth, clubs with teeth, clubs with human teeth, just crazy things.
I remember being in my office when the props people came and they brought me this weapon. And they said, here, Pa, look at this. And I grab it, I'm like, wow. She has a smile on her face and she's like, those are real human teeth. I go, what? I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, don't worry, they were ethically harvested. And I'm holding this thing going, I don't know what the hell that means. I'm like, where did you get these? Seeing these weapons come to life and seeing them come onto screen was truly special.
They were told to leave. Why are they heading to the other bay?
That authenticity to the story was incredibly important. We made sure the show is based on actual history, actual events. In the episode where Captain Metcalf goes to another bay, that incident really did happen. It's referred to as the Olovalu Massacre. It is the wounded knee of our history.
Just thinking about it, I get quite emotional. It is one of the first accounts of human genocide.
What we shot wasn't near as bad as what really happened. Simon Metcalf rang his bell for trade. Hawaiians gathered. Simon Metcalf turned his ship. He ordered his men to load the cannons with grape shots, which is basically canisters full of nails. And
fire! Fire!
in Hawaiian, they called it Kala Kololo Pahu, which is the Day of Spilled Brains.
Thinking of the people and the confusion they must have felt. They were heading on out to the boat to welcome them and take them food. And then the shock that must have come from
The weight of that scene, it was really hard. It was hard to watch. It was hard to film. As hard as it was, I think it's important for us to look at moments like this so that we can re-examine how we deal with each other, how we think of each other, you know?